now.
Let's just start it like this because that's why we're here. It is 10. No, I wasn't thundercatting or Voltroning.
I thought
It's
you were
oh,
straight edging, and we're not going to
I
straight edge
was.
here
Oh,
either.
we don't do that around you. We don't do this kind of business either. But
Right.
that's neither here nor there. Welcome into the Power Hour. I'm Steve, along with Cactus Rack. C-Red will be on a little bit later. Rion, you just never know. It is Super Wrestler time, so we are lucky, we are privileged, we are blessed, whatever you want to call us. We're glad to have Mr. Billy Whack, one of the creative gurus, not only behind the LWF, but the Super Wrestlers as well. And this is episode 10. And we're glad to have you on board, Billy. Thank you again for joining us with our shenanigans on a Super Wrestlers week.
It is a Super Wrestlers week. Man, there's a lot of Super Wrestlers stuff going on. And not much I can tell you about. Hey, every
Well, we
time.
do have some information that the
But
intro.
we are gonna wheedle some things out of you.
All right.
We're not weaseling. We've
No, I
stopped
said wheedle. I said
We're gonna
wheedle.
Well,
Wheedle.
whatever you said, we're not. We gave it up for Lent, so
I didn't.
we're gonna go down the straight and narrow.
Right.
You are.
As I said online when we were advertising this thing, I remember episode 1 like it was yesterday. And first of all, we were like, "Holy shit, he's going to come on and talk to us." That was step 1. We were amazed but happy. Step 2 is I couldn't understand why you were nervous and apprehensive that this wasn't going to work. And we were coming out of pandemic, and you guys had been this had been in the works for a couple of years, and calamities in the world kind of derailed it. And you have gone on this journey that has taken you from apprehensive to a viral entity that people cannot get enough of. Looking back as you get to do your 10th installment, what do you just sit there and go, I am a motherfucking genius?
Oh God, no. Because if you do that, then something will happen and like, oh, I've got a tumor or something. I can't jinx it. I don't want to curse it. Like, I'm still very lucky. I still feel like Indiana Jones and the fucking ball is chasing behind me.
Yeah.
I'm running. We're all running, you know. There's a nice little cushion. We did have 52 million cue for applause. People look at that Stephen Flow thing, which was great. That put a little space between us and the ball, but it is still a chase, and we're never going to let off the engine as far as fun stuff and creativity goes. So I'm just this much less scared than the first one. The first one was terrifying, but now it's the 10th one. And it's this, we're back to the same. We don't have anyone holding the prize right now. It's vacant. We may as well just be right back to the beginning.
It's amazing. The more
with the exception that in the past 2.5 years, we have had over 52 million people watch the Stephen Flow thing.
And it's pretty cool having Bill Burr just in his life talk about the Super Wrestlers. I mean, that to me was fucking amazing.
I was watching it and I was like, wow, the power of the internet. He saw it. It got, people with their phones out. Amazing.
Steve and I brought Stephen Flow to the Feast of the Goat Queen too. We sang Stephen Flow's entrance theme.
And you
got
all the lyrics, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I said it's fine if we do this, and that was it.
I didn't sign off on it as a Power Hour activity because I didn't want to have to face the lawsuit when Stephen Flow's name was used for purposes other than the Super Wrestlers.
Well, it happens. Everybody wants a piece of Stephen Flow these
Yeah,
days.
it's kind of amazing and very cool. And I wasn't able to attend the show after the viral situation, but I saw the crowd that was at that venue after the amazing viral scenario. That place, I have never seen that many human beings in that place ever.
The balconies. We had the balconies going. So that's the once you do that, now you have to always have the balconies going. We keep leveling up, and you don't want to level down. That's not.
Did
even
you
a
have to
possibility.
add tickets for the last show?
What's that?
Did you have to add tickets for the last show?
For that show, we did. We did have to add tickets. And that was before the Father's Day one.
Right.
So like Father's Day
Okay.
was like, so now we're vibrating at a certain type of energy, and hopefully we'll hopefully keep having to add more tickets and chairs. I want to add more chairs.
Here's how cool Super Wrestlers is, and this is going to sound inconsequential, but the fact that they're there is amazing to me. I'm doing the show posts for Instagram and Facebook, and you can't do things without doing it through Instagram or Facebook. You can't add music, you can't add anything
Right.
unless you find their approved stuff. So I'm like, well, I wonder if the Super Wrestlers theme is available to put on this little video. And sure enough, every super wrestler that I've seen's entrance music is available for use on Instagram.
It is.
That's how amazing Super Wrestlers is.
It is. Yeah, and but here's the funny thing. Here's a little inside baseball. When we do the videos, like, so obviously we made the music. We own the music. But when we do the videos, it's funny. We still get a little like thing from YouTube that's like, "Are you allowed to use this music?" It's just weird, like a weird computer thing that we didn't. There's a box we didn't check. But anyway, the point is, it asks me every time if like I can use our music, which of course we can use our music. It's just a stupid internet hurdle.
You can't steal copyrights from yourself.
You can't steal our music, but I've been blocked from using my music sometimes. So.
The internet is just the Wild West. It really is.
Technology absolutely makes everything easier, right?
Yeah, right.
I was watching the first episode right before Super Wrestlers 1, and I was looking back at the way you were talking and the way you were almost manic because we were like 3 days out when we had you on, compared to how you are now, calm, cool. I mean, as calm and cool as Billy Whack can be, but it's like, it's like you've kind of settled in, and I know you're always running, and I know you'll never be completely comfortable with it, but boy, an experiment and a roll of the dice you took. I mean, this really couldn't have gone much better.
It's true. You guys saw it from the beginning. I was literally a guy coming on here going, I hope this happens. One led to two, and two has led to 10. Before the first one, even though I knew like what we wanted to do and what we were trying to do, I still didn't know. Even day of, like, okay, I'm gonna come up these stairs and go through here, and this is gonna look like that. Like, it was still, we had planned it, but we still didn't know exactly how it was all gonna pan out. Now, now I know what stairs I'm going up, and I know what door I'm going out, and all this and that. So now all we really have to worry about is the actual creativity of the show. So that's where it's still like, I don't know how that's gonna play out, or I don't know how that's gonna play out. So it's still like everything is like a flip of a coin. A choose your own adventure, flip of a coin type of situation. I am still terrified, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, and justifiably so, because obviously you never know if the next one's in this world of wrestling, you never know when you're going to end up being the show that happened at the Berwyn Eagles Club that probably shouldn't have. You don't know when karma's going to come up and say enough. It really can come out of nowhere. I remember when GPW imploded. We kind of saw it coming, but when it came and blew up because of behavior, it was really just kind of a chilling scenario to watch. All it takes is one stupid action to derail the beauty that you have created. Not that this would ever happen to you, but you're working with other people and it can be volatile at times. How do you manage to keep the chaos at bay and not only keep people, keeping the allure and the mystery? That, I think that's the thing that makes me the most impressed. Even though we know you start to recognize some of these people, what they might be in other universes, the supernatural essence, that's how I'm going to refer to it. The supernatural essence of super wrestlers is always there. Again, when the best example is when Christian Sugarsmith by helicopter leaves the venue. I mean, when you're there watching it happen on that screen, it's like you're watching a movie. So it's like it's real. When the Avengers were kicking ass in the Battle of New York, we're in New York, and this is happening. So it's no different than the Super Wrestlers. It's great cinema.
Thanks. Again, comic book background, growing up, reading comics, looking at storyboards, panels, watching movies, like everybody. Uh, but then like thinking like, well, what if wrestling sort of was like this? And then just mapping it out, like, okay, Christian's gonna leave. Well, what should happen then? Well, obviously he'd go on a helicopter. Yeah, of course he would. Well, well, what if we just showed the helicopter? Like, so anything that we can say or think about is something that we could a video we can make or something we can do. Um, we have just stayed really like tight with the branding and like you said, like how do we keep it cool? We if there's chaos, like I know I personally like I'll just ignore it for the most part. I don't talk too much shit online anymore. Really, I popped off about Berwyn last week because that venue, everybody stop. Let the one and the best company run that place. Plunk, they've planted their flag. They win. Go somewhere else. Just knock it off. I hate that. So that's about as angry as I get these days about stuff. But otherwise, I try not to really concern myself too much with other stuff and just focus on super wrestlers. Literally live in the world of super wrestlers, and then that way it just makes it easier to do all of the stuff for super wrestlers.
I think another thing that I think makes Super Wrestlers the unique thing that it is, and we tell everybody whenever we talk about it, you have to see it to believe it because it really is one of those experiences. If you've never been to the Concord Music Theater and I've been to 100 wrestling shows, I know what's going to happen there. You really don't because nobody's doing what you're doing to that degree. And the characters that come out are vastly different every time. There's no congruity to who these people are in real life to who they are at the Super Wrestlers. It's like a different world, a different time in a different universe. It really is the multiverse of wrestling. It's like somebody walked through a portal and here you are, maybe from Cross-Sternia. We don't know how many portals are out there. I just don't understand how you keep it all reined in. How it all just seems to happen there.
I mean, it's very organic. It just happens. A portal opened up in the back, and here comes the King of Cross-Turnia. Right this way, sir. Would you like a sandwich? Uh, Welcome to Earth.
And it has everything you could want in a great story. The mysterious overlord, the general manager, the whatever Catalyst Tambor is, and he's either there or he isn't. But when he shows up, something's going to go down. He is my Darth Vadery, ominous being that could show up and ruin the day at any moment, as we saw what happened with Shogun, how his powers were lost. And, when Catalyst Tambor comes around, anything can happen. So you get great characters like that. And then you have characters that are kind of satirical and lampoon like USA Hole and Canadad. These are stories that might actually happen in Washington at some point.
I know.
Oh, it's a dangerous line. And then the Hot Potato Championship comes fresh from the days of the LWF, but it fits in so well at Super Wrestlers that people are looking for it and can't wait to see it defended. It just is more examples of your certified genius. And I know you don't like to hear it. I know you don't like it, and I get it. I don't like to hear things like that myself. I don't very often
I'm
anyway.
just a guy who wants to. You know what I'd like to see on that wrestling show? This, and I'm old enough and lucky enough to be able to do it. So I have the resources to put on these shows. So we just do what we want to see. What we think would be funny, and it's worked. So huzzah! 52 million people out there. Stephen Flo.
And I'm watching the online footage and I'm watching the stuff that I missed and I'm watching a queen just vulgarly tear down the porch. It sucks you in and won't let you go. I don't know how you do it, man.
I hope. If it's
It really is.
we try to outdo the last show. Each time we try to outdo the last show, and then this one being the 10th, there's that extra pressure to outdo all of them. Because that's,
And it's uncanny that you have been able to do it 9 straight times looking for the 10th, and that the streak is unprecedented. It really is a testament to the effort, the brain power of super wrestlers puts in together, from Nexus the robot to the referees that are becoming characters in and of themselves somehow. It from Vlad Bladder to Delay Mignon, just these characters that shouldn't make anybody care, make everybody care. It's
well, it makes the
unbelievable.
right people care. I think like our audience is they seem like they're the coolest people, and it's I don't think it's an exaggeration. I really think this in 2025 at the Concord Music Hall for these Super Wrestler shows is the ultimate like fan base of people. There's people that are there for Business Puppy, and there's people that are there for the lights, and there's people that just love the sound system, and there's people there that have never seen wrestling before, so they're getting this show as maybe their first wrestling show. Now I don't know what anybody, I don't know what you could go to really after Super Wrestlers and still have that level of like, oh my god, oh what's this? Oh, I don't, and I'm not trying to be shitty. Everybody does their own thing. Super Wrestlers is just different than the other indie companies right now.
There's no doubt about it. I think what we love in professional wrestling, and what we have loved since we got interested in it years and years and years ago, is we love to be surprised. Everybody tuned into SmackDown to see if she's really going to be there. And then, even though the world knew, certainly the shop website knew, but it still captured everybody's imagination. And every millennial's parent that existed during that time was glued to their TVs along with their kids. It was a nice thing. And I feel like that's what you do each and every month. What you do is a sense of, you don't know what's going to happen next, and you're always surprised.
I just hope to be able to keep it going. To keep it going for like a few more years. Here's the thing. LWF, our first show was like the end of 97. And we went to about 2003. So it's really been, it was like 5 years, maybe, in a couple months of legal shows. I'm not talking about the backyard stuff. But Super Wrestlers is approaching, is that 2.5, almost 3 year mark, which will Super Wrestlers overtake LWF in like volume of shows and years and stuff like that, of active years? I'm wondering. Of course, I hope so. This is the one for me. Like right now, all the LWF stuff was great, but I think it all led up to this moment that we're in right now. What I'm saying is, I couldn't imagine if the Lunatic Wrestling Federation was still around. But this fresh new thing, born of the LWF, I think might have longer legs. I'm hoping. There's a lot more stuff we can do now that we couldn't do back in the LWF days, and I think we'll read better and hopefully propel us to the year 2040.
Well, Billy Whack in 2025 and Billy Whack in 2003, those are vastly different animals from an experience, just from a life experience, not just wrestling, but just from a life experience. The journey you have taken, whether it be LWF, Blitz, all the roads you've been on, all the wrestling things and all the personal things, wrestling heartbreak, wrestling disappointment, personal heartbreak, personal, you get to a point when we get to a certain age that when something is out there that feels good, you want to grab onto it, and you never want to let it go, because you've been around when something that you really loved went. And I feel like your experience of disappointment and failure at certain times in your life has made you savvier to be able to, when it gets to a certain point, go left instead of going right, to perpetuate it to higher levels than even such a vaunted history that the LWF has?
Yes. The answer is yes.
That was a long-winded question, but that's kind of my
Yeah.
shtick.
Yeah, and again, like just a lot of time put in, and now I know having time out of LWF or out of Blitz and not doing anything for a long time, you get rewired and you're like, well, man, if I ever get another shot at it, this is what I'm going to do. And I'll never let that happen again. And screw that guy. I'm never going to talk to him, let alone work with him. You know, stuff like that happens. So yeah. So this everything has been a reset mentally, and I never want to make a mistake again about anything, because here we are. It's Super Wrestlers. It's Super Wrestlers Week.
It's Super Wrestlers
No
Week, and it's
mistake.
Super Wrestlers 10 week,
10.
which is just crazy. Going back to that first Power Hour where you came on before Super Wrestlers 1. Actually, I'm going to go back to the one where you came. We're going into Super Wrestlers 2, and we all went to Super Wrestlers 1. And I remember when you first came out, you said, when you go out to wrestling shows or when you go to movies, they tell you to suspend disbelief.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want that here. We want you to believe.
Right.
That impacted that whole place, and it impacted me because I haven't forgot it since. And I think that is the essence of why Super Wrestlers work so well, is because you're not saying, you know what, this can, no, you believe everything that we're selling, believe it all because it's all true.
We live in a day and age when everybody is so jaded, and it's easier to make like negative comments. It is. It just I am guilty of this, but this is the world we live in. So I can see that it being easier to go to a wrestling show and sit there with your arms folded and be like, I don't like that guy's shoes, and that guy fucked up that suplex, and oh, that was a hard bump. I wonder if it knocked that kid out, as opposed to showing like genuine concern and genuine like hope that this is going to be a good show. And again, so that was the whole thing. Like, instead of sitting there with your arms folded and oh, I think the ropes are too close together, or like whatever some kind of problem would be, approach it. Don't think that the guy's that's not a real dragon tail that he has. Think that it's a real dragon tail, and it'll make the night go by so much better for you. Just have fun. Why are you here? We've got you in the door, so you're already halfway to meeting us on our project. Why be shitty about it? You know, just go with it. You're gonna love it. So, but again, like I said, I'm guilty of it. And we live in a world where it's just easier to talk shit than it is to have a good old wholesome time and believe for a couple hours what's going on.
The best example of that from the Super Wrestlers that I remember is when Vlad and Porch Pirate had a floor is lava match. And when it was announced, the entire front row simultaneously lifted their feet.
As they should. That was hot lava.
That was hot lava.
There.
You just can't, when you're sitting there and you're watching like 60 people that are surrounding the ring lift up their feet because they don't want to get their feet burned.
God bless them. They believed.
Chefs.
They believed. Now imagine the asshole that just sat there with his feet on the ground.
That's not lava. That's the floor.
Well, he doesn't have feet anymore. They got burned off.
Yes.
He's mad that he's in pain. What a dick way. I see Pabst Blue Ribbon is still being rocked, and they're still a major contributor to the ongoings at the Concord Music Hall and the Super Wrestlers.
God bless them. God bless them. We're and also the Super Wrestlers is looking for sponsors. Now, when I say this, I mean, sure, like whatever they want to sponsor us with, product or money, would be great. But we just are looking to add more things to the profile. We're doing these videos. I love it. Like Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Like I love doing this stuff. Give me another product. Like Windex. Let's go Windex. You know, anybody but Burger King. We'll take anybody but Burger King at this point.
Why not Burger King?
Burger King sucks.
Okay.
And I'm a fast food guy. I'll eat it all. My life expectancy is like 20 minutes. But the fact is, Burger King is terrible. Whoever's making up their food, they're on peyote when they're coming up with the menu. Remember the rodeo? But we've talked about this before, I think, on this show. The rodeo burger, whatever burger. It's a hamburger, and then they pull some random ingredient. Let's put a bike horn on this one. Like it's crap. Burger King is crap. Ever had those chicken fingers? I swear they're bum fingers. They're people fingers. It's fucking gross over there at Burger King. Get it together.
Yeah, I was gonna say I stopped eating at Burger King around the time they started doing tacos.
Yeah, what's going on with the tacos?
Yeah, what's going on there?
Come on.
Oh my God, the first ever Schwinn Whopper on the way to a,
Yeah, right.
a Burger
Cling,
King
cling,
near
crunch.
you.
Oh, mommy, there's a bell on this. Yes, from a bike from the 70s, because they don't have those anymore, I don't
All
think.
right, so you don't want Burger King. What fast food location do you want to be the
Oh, come on. We are built and bred. We've been born for LJS, Long John Silver's. You can sponsor us in food. Bring those chicken and fish planks. No waffle fries. I'm not good with the waffle fries.
It's
Where's-
the clams, man. The
Where's
fried
the
clam
closest
Long John or
still active Long John Silver's?
You know how I always talk about how I feel like I am in the upper echelon of lucky people on earth? I do. If I haven't, I feel this. There is one a mile and a half down Fullerton. From me, it's like a Taco Bell Long John Silver's.
Okay.
You know what it's like to go in there, but I'll have a Mexican pizza and then give me a bunch of that LJS stuff, and then I'll have a Baja Blast, and like, oh my God. See, I'm sponsoring them right now. I'm doing a commercial right now for LJS.
So apparently Long John Silver's is sponsoring. That would be great.
I wish. I sponsor them more than anything.
You go
See,
back
there's-
away like
There's one in Matson. We can go.
yeah, A.W.
Don't
Ruka.
talk
There's
to
one in
them
Matson.
about
Oh.
sponsoring the Super Wrestlers.
Wow.
We'll find it.
We have to help out Long John Silver's. It's one of our last fine natural
Fine
history-
dining establishments.
You have to understand that I come from the era where our favorite Friday night restaurant when I was a kid was Arthur Creature's Fish and Chips.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips, not the creature, it's Treacher. And it was the vinegar on the table that made everything pop.
Arthur's Creature.
You remember that?
Coming to
Once
the
upon a time. Right after we watched Johnny Sacco and Space Giants, we're getting in the car and going to Long John Silver. That dates me right around the mid to late 70s.
Woo.
I was say this is why I don't remember it. I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, it was a time.
You missed out.
You could lay in the window section of your back seat, unrestricted, going 90 miles an hour while your
Sometimes you
parents
had to.
smoked a pack of Marlboros. You were living then, man, because you were close to death on each and every adventure. That's the people that are very protective of their situations now. They wouldn't have lasted 18 minutes in the 70s, boy.
Right.
Way too much danger.
I
There
was
was
gonna say
bike
no wonder
helmet and
Gen
a
X
nautical
is so
mile.
burnt out.
But we've gotten off topic. So we're not gonna get spoilers. We know this. We're giving up at this point. We're not grilling you for details, but we do know that there is a 4-man mini tournament to become the new master wrestler.
Yeah. And it's one of those things, it's not based on rankings. It was Catalyst Tambor. He was like, I want these 4 guys. And we're like, okay. So we scrambled and we put it together. So the 4 guys in the tournament, it's Pubic Moose, it's Porch Pirate, it's Hot Kazooie, and it's Biff Beware. I don't know why those guys were selected, and one of those guys more than likely will come out as the new master wrestler. Now look, Danger Mask was our guy. Danger Mask had the prize, and then he just disappeared. The guy disappeared. Mr. Doctor went to go find Danger Mask, and all he found was the prize sitting there. So he took the prize, brought it to Super Wrestlers. We got it back from him, and now it is up in this vacant. It's vacant, and it's in this tournament.
My theory is Danger Mask is trapped inside the prize, and someone has to let him out, like Larry Hagman would let Barbara Eden out of the jar. That's another old reference, but that's the.
It's old and it's deep. Steve, who'd remember these things?
Only you and me. That's where I was going with it.
know.
That's all I was going for. Cactus is like, Steve, just stop being stupid. And I get that. I feel that. My hot take on this tournament. I feel sorry for Pubic Moose because since day one, he has been on just this terrible road of misfortune and desperation. But things are looking up. A shot at the prize to be the master wrestler. That's great.
I mean, yeah,
Sports Pirate's going to steal it.
I mean, everybody in play, like you're looking at a guy like Biff Beware. Biff Beware is a guy who comes out to the ring, runs around, gets pinned right away. I mean, why is he in the tournament? Is this what we're to expect again? Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
is he
I
like
don't
the
know.
opposite of Goldberg?
He's the yeah, pretty much, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah,
Except
I am not
Goldberg
the
didn't wear a
biggest
mask.
fan of the Biff Beware. I could do without the Biff Beware, but I am a huge Hot Kazooie mark.
So am I.
Yeah, Hot
So
Kazooie.
I am
Hot
pulling
Kazooie's nice.
personally for the Kazooie to become the master wrestler.
I'm just looking forward to it going to a wrestler, and we get on this linear path of a guy who's a champion and defends it, and he defends champion defends it, title defenses, prize defenses, whatever we want to call them. I just want to get back to something regular, and things just seem to be getting crazier each time.
That's because you have an absentee landlord running the place in
It's
Mr.
true.
Tambor.
It's true.
We got Rydal taking on the viral Stephen Flo. Now, I have to believe that Rydal has gotten into this match because he's jealous of Stephen Flo's fame. And he's the king. Why can't he have the viral situation?
I mean, right. You would think, well, he's the self-professed king. You know, he claims to be the king of Cross Turnia. In fact, at the last show, at the very end of the last show, we saw the real king of Cross Turnia appear. And he claims that Jordan Cross is not only his son, but he claims that Jordan Cross is Ryor. I don't even know. And that is literally how the show ended last time. To be continued.
Wait. Jordan Cross is his son and is Ryor.
Yes. Yeah. So
this feels a little Holy Trinity to me. We've got the Father, right. We've got the Son. Now where's the Holy Spirit?
I don't know. But look, all right. So if you go to our YouTube, we put up the show, the last show, Wrath of the Super Wrestlers, in 9 parts. So each week for 9 weeks, we put up a part of Wrath of the Super Wrestlers. That last part 9, shows this thing I'm talking about where the king comes out at the end. And it was wild. He was like, Jordan, you were the baby that was stolen 25 years ago. Like, the king is basically saying that him and the queen, they had a baby. The baby disappeared. And the baby is now on Earth, and that is Jordan Cross grown up. But he's not just Jordan Cross, he is Ryor. So we're waiting to see what is going to happen at this show as far as that stuff goes. Secrets revealed.
Wow, this is more confusing than Wolverine and Deadpool and the whole time thing. Man, there are too many Deadpools here.
So we have to see how it shakes out.
And the main event is Ryor, aka Jordan Cross, taking on the very mysterious and very vain Siphon.
Honestly, guy's one of the best wrestlers going on right now. Like, he's here in the Super Wrestlers. He's doing his Siphon thing here. He had the power of Shogun, took it from Shogun. Shogun got the helmet, gave it back to Siphon. He's like, I don't even want a part of this. You just take it. We're gonna see Siphon, a top tier guy, Jordan Cross, a top tier guy. It's our main event.
It's a match other places dream of, but you can only see
this match anywhere else.
You can't see it anywhere. You can't. And there's also we've got some honorable mentions that Delay Mignon will be in attendance, and of course, America's favorite father figure, Bill Cosplay. Which he needs to come out with the pudding pops because it just doesn't work for me without him.
I mean, he's always.
I feel like we should get free pudding pops. Jello should sponsor the Super Wrestlers.
Well, I mean, they might not. They might look at a character like Bill Cosplay, and they probably wouldn't.
I have a feeling that they would look at their past advertising campaigns a little more scrutinizingly. This might be a good way to get better at it.
But who's the cheap knockoff of Jello? Maybe they'd be interested in sponsoring the Super Wrestlers and Bill Cosplay.
Gogurt.
Who is it?
Gogurt.
Yeah, Gogurt. Yeah. If their morals are a little lower, call the Super Wrestlers.
I mean,
On a
I don't know
rack,
how
on a
your morals could be lower than yogurt in a tube. You're not really kicking out of the ceiling at that point. You live the life of the LWF, which has gone on to establish a bit of a folk hero legacy. You know, when people talk about it, they talk about it very passionately. It's almost like it's legendary. Like they didn't see it, but they know it was there and they know it was important. And I'm not talking about the guy. I'm talking about the LWF. I'm not talking about the guy that's running around now doing well. I'm talking about the entire thing that was the LWF. Because quite honestly, at the time the LWF was thriving, sure he was there, but it was the other characters that I thought were intriguing and much more interesting. There was some crazy shit going on at the Lamont, where the building in
Well,
Lamont.
I just want to say this real fast. I think the reason why there is the mystique and the legendary everything about LWF is not just because it was a few steps ahead of what was going on at the time, but also it is legendary and revered and everything, mysterious even in some circles, because there's not a lot of footage of it online. Now, all the footage exists, but there's just not a lot on the line, which makes it shrouded in mystery. And I think if we put up, like, if we just put everything up, um, we'd be canceled. We would just be canceled. So it's
You
best to keep the
definitely
mystique.
There were some liberties taken that people with video cameras would have you want to go viral, just
Yeah,
you could watch any of those shows and something happened that would have gone viral.
yeah. There were bad words when there shouldn't have been bad words. It was a different kind of. It was a different time. There was a different. There was a different mindset. There was a different everything going on. But in the moment and at the time, it is. Trust me, it is still legendary. And again, it's great. It got us to where we are. Um, but boy, oh boy, I think a lot of it, the luster might be blown off just a touch, maybe if we just released all the videos, or not. Maybe some sickos would be like, "This is the greatest," and want more of that type of thing. But it's shrouded in secrets and mystery.
I believe that if you did go into the archives and start bringing back some of the footage, you know, I see many wrestlers in many places over my travels, and the unifying agent of what they all do in their spare time is they watch old shit. I hear them talking about Ring of Honor in 80 or in the night. They're talking about all of this old stuff when I was a young man. They're talking about watching WWF. They're talking about watching world championship wrestling,
Yeah,
worldwide championship wrestling. You know, even some of the young wrestlers are like, I'm gonna go home now and I'm gonna watch the Brainbusters wrestle and you know, I feel like if the LWF did start to resurface and some of its stuff got put online, I think the desire for people that are curious about it and the wrestlers that just love to watch the old shit, there is most certainly a fan base that would love it. I think that would could be a very successful little adventure should you choose to go that way.
well, I was starting to do it right before Super Wrestlers because I had this thing called the LWF Vault, and I would just take like 30 seconds or a minute and a half of some like weird thing that happened, whether it's backyard or like Lamont or Chicago Ridge or Midlow or any of those places. Um, and I would just like shloop, I would just make into like a little thing and put that. So if you go to, it's on my YouTube. Um, there are LWF clips and stuff like there's like 6 or 8 or something of that of just like stuff. That just shows you that yes, it did exist. Yes, there were like 800, 900 people coming to these things. Poof, and then out. But I was working on these and I was like firing stuff out, and then it was like the pandemic was done and it's time to do Super Wrestlers. So it just got shuffled to the back because now everything is Super Wrestlers.
A moonsault into a shopping cart
Yeah.
is something I will never see again, ever in my life. And I saw it in Lamont.
Yes.
And as I waxed poetic this morning, uh, LWF was my first independent wrestling show of my life. I watched WWE on TV. Sometimes I watched the TBS stuff, but the first time I ever went to a live wrestling show was the LWF in Lamont. And we could not take our eyes off of it because they don't do that on television. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And that's what it was. That it was the blind shock that we had been sheltered for all these years. Who are these crazy sumbitches? And
Yeah.
why isn't the world watching this?
Right. Well, because the world wasn't ready to watch the world yet. Again, the internet was still like it wasn't what it is now.
MySpace.
Yeah. Well, not well. Shit.
No,
Was it?
MySpace didn't come around for a little while yet.
Yeah. Oof. What a life we've had, Steve. We've seen civilizations rise and fall.
We saw cassettes go from cassettes to CDs, and then CDs, which were supposed to be forever, don't even exist anymore. I can't keep up with it.
And
I have
everything that's on a
900 DVDs that are doing nothing.
Now there's like it's a lighter, but there's a flash drive and it has like all of your CDs.
Yes.
All of them. And then all of your friends too. Shit you didn't even listen to, but you got it on like a little flash drive. You have everything.
My phone has my entire music collection that's sitting in a box in the garage. It just doesn't make any sense.
And it'll also, your phone will tell you how long it takes to get to Hong Kong right now. It'll tell you shit you don't even care about.
CDs and vinyl are back, though. I just bought a CD for the first time in like 10 years.
A CD? I mean, I know vinyl's back. Everybody's been romanticizing vinyl and like.
Oh, no, the 90s are back in a big way. So now people are starting to put out CDs.
That's not good.
But okay, all right, they're starting to put out CDs, but who's putting out CD players?
Exactly, nobody.
Because
so you got to go to the thrift store and you got to find one.
No, you got to go to the TikTok shop. They got these little CD MP. Everybody's making a buck on everybody else.
Everyone's making a buck off of nostalgia.
It is. You can rack up those dollars with nostalgia.
Yeah.
This Sunday, Super Wrestlers 10.
10.
Did you ever, I mean, back in, you hoped, of course, that you would get to 10. You hoped you would get to 2. And here you are at 10. Now that you've been through this 2-year journey, and we welcome C Red. Hello, C Red. Say hi to Billy Whack.
Hey, Whack.
Hey.
Better late than never. But school teachers got to have parent-teacher conferences, so I get it. The question is, obviously, at the first couple of Super Wrestlers, you don't know how it's going to go. But now here you are. It's number 10. You said that maybe you'd like to see it reach LWF numbers 5-6 years. Or are you hoping, what's your end game here?
That's the question. Because you say I was geeked to do a second one, and I was geeked to do the fifth one. I was geeked to do the first one. So everyone after that is like bonus. It's like extra innings. So it's tough to keep to. I don't have an end game. Once you have an end game like that, then it's like, well, you know what you're building to, and then you know it's over. I don't want to do that in my head, storyline wise. Okay, if I have to pull, if this is your last one, poof, I know what we do. But the end game is just for these to keep getting bigger and bigger. Perhaps a bigger venue in the family of Concord Music Hall venues, a bigger venue. But that comes when repeated sellouts of Concord and stuff like that, like totally proven. I wanted to do a wrestling show. Now I'm obsessed with selling it out each time. Like, so this is, I think it's a natural progression of like where my mindset should be as far as it goes. But that's it, just to keep selling it out and getting a bigger venue, getting more sponsors like Long John Silver's, and just keep building more characters, more storylines, making these shows instead of 3 months apart, maybe a month and a half apart, and a bigger venue, and so just overall success is not the end game, but the continued game.
I am going to ask you one invasive question that you won't answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway, because there really is no way to know. And I'm not even sure you could answer it. You probably could. You probably have an idea, but you won't. But I'm going to ask it anyway. How many super wrestlers are there?
Turning because I'm looking at a board right out of the shot here that has all of these names and all of the names of potential newcomers. 25 to 30, but there's like 15 new ones. Characters, maybe 30. Yeah, no, it's a good, robust roster, I suppose.
And it looks like it, and that's the thing that's crazy. It could be anybody. It could be anything. When 52 million people sing Stephen Flow,
Yeah.
the sky's the limit.
And by the way, I say 52 million people. I'm not kidding. But that was like way in the beginning of it, off of one social media thing. I saw like 52 million views. It's probably been more. But again, I just say 52 million, and I'm not lying. I'm not kidding. The LWF didn't do that because the LWF didn't have the internet like that now. So that's why I have to concede to Super Wrestlers.
There were plenty of characters at the LWF that could very easily have gone viral like that for sure. I bumped into Stephen Flo once out in the wild, and I've known him for a minute, and he kind of bigwigged me. I'm like, oh my God, success has gone to his head.
No.
Yeah.
No.
He's that guy, man. When that guitar and the millions and millions are chanting.
He's the nicest guy ever. Steve Flow's the nicest guy ever.
No, he is. I'm just busting his balls. He knows I love him. But there was that time where he's walking around going, I'm Stephen Flo, right? And I'm like, yeah, we know who you are, dude. Hey, everybody's their own biggest fan in one way or another. So it's 10 now. Do we have, maybe we can get this as a sneak peek. Do you have an idea when 11 might be rolling?
I can tell you this, and it's just good business to tell you this. The show after this one is November 30th. It's the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Widely regarded as a big theater weekend, I suppose, is what I've heard. If you go too far into December, you're getting into people's Christmas parties. I don't want to fuck with that. And now this is after Thanksgiving. Everyone, I got nothing to do this weekend. Maybe they're out shopping. Do people still Christmas shop like that? I don't even know how the world works.
Absolutely.
No, you wake up at 2 a.m. and you go on Amazon and Christmas shop. Nobody leaves their house.
You know anymore. What? Yeah, you're gonna wake up at 2 in the morning. You're gonna go to some store so you can pick up a DVD player or a CD player so you can play these CDs that I keep hearing about the kids talking about. But yeah, it's gonna be November 30th, and it's the Sunday after Thanksgiving, so you'll still be full of turkey. Unless if you have a really shitty digestive system, I suppose.
I hope the turkey has left the building by the 30th. Good Lord.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, thunk turkey.
Stay away from the turkey soup. Good God Almighty.
God.
A Super Wrestlers Thanksgiving. Oh, the food fight potential. Food fight potential.
Filet mignon will be in attendance.
I can't wait to see what a filet mignon turkey looks like.
It's not a spoiler. It's for this show, filet mignon will be in attendance. Let me just say that. I'm just going to say filet mignon will be in attendance, and he is going to be doing something new that the Super Wrestlers haven't done yet. That is the spoiler, which is very vague. But that is the spoiler for the show Sunday.
This has been a very successful show. We got a Super Wrestlers head count. We got a date for the next show. And we got filet mignon doing something new. My, Billy Whack, in your old age, you're getting a little forthcoming of the info. Shame on you.
Hey, for the first other shows, I couldn't, like the first show, I couldn't tell you what was going on and so on. But now we built up a rapport. And you know what these characters, you know what's going on. You know what might be going on at the Super Wrestlers.
We are just your humble,
right. We never know
servants.
we think we figured it out. Like, yeah, all right, we know where this story is going. That shit goes so far left, it ain't even ridiculous. Then it's like you look at the next show, like, that happened? What? Or Rachel comes back and she's like, no. Remember you said this was going to happen? Yeah. No, that's not what happened. Somebody else came. What? Who the hell is this person? So now I got to wait for somebody to, there's a clip? Yes, thank you. Who the hell is that? Like, oh my God.
There is no other wrestling show where you will see a queen wolf shame a wolf vampire hybrid. So
Yeah.
that's the beauty of the Super Wrestlers, because expect the unexpected. Billy Whack, as always, we thank you for your time on a very busy Super Wrestlers week. Perhaps we will meet again Thanksgiving week, because the Power Hour goes away in December.
Yeah,
So
what does that mean? What's going on now? What does that mean?
retirement for me.
Okay, why are you retiring? What's happening?
There's many, many
This
things.
isn't like
See
I'm
that I've
asking a
got this
personal question.
beard. That's probably one of the there are many
Okay.
stories that I'm not going to tell. Like you, I can't reveal the details.
I
But
can
there are
imagine.
many things going on in the life that have dictated my attention elsewhere.
Woof. Okay. Everything's all right though, right? You're all right. You good?
There are days that it's very all right, and there are days that not so much. But that's okay. That's life for everybody. So
Yeah.
I am nothing special. But we have
Steven, you are special.
appreciated, we don't get to say it enough, and I've been through some stuff where I like to say what I mean and mean what I say now more than ever. You've never had to come on this show one time. There was no reason for you to do it, but you have 10 times. And I'm grateful because I'm a fan. I appreciate the work and everything you've done in this business from the day I interviewed Jimmy Hart at Blitz in the back room while handing him a box of White Castles. And then I got to sit in Gorilla and listen to you do commentary, which kind of gave me some clairvoyance into the commentary that I do now. You may not realize the impact you have on the people around you. They say, Steve, who do you like? Who are your commentary people you look up to and wanted to be like? Jim Ross is an obvious one, because Jim Ross is what made me want to do commentary. But doing commentary, I always wanted to be like Billy Whack, because I always thought the way you did it was just excellent. So you have impacted my life in many ways over many years. Maybe you didn't even know you were,
Thank you.
but
No,
you did.
I
And I'll always be grateful for these Tuesday nights. And I will watch these shows over and over again the older I get when I'm in the home.
Well, I'm going to say this, and I've said it before, and I don't say it as a joke. I think, and if you are leaving the local wrestling, is this what you're talking about?
Yeah.
This is a massive loss to everybody, because you, and I've said this before, you are the hardest working person in all of this. For all these feds, you study like an actual reporter. You get your information. You have questions. This is a massive loss for anybody who has employed you, who is losing you. For this, I'm sorry, this show. This is you. Like, this is. I mean, I know you guys, but like, Steve is the fucking guy here. So this is a loss, sir. I don't know what's going on, and I understand, but please always keep this pro wrestling door open for you, because you're a good man, Charlie Brown.
That means a lot to me, Mr. Whack, and I greatly appreciate your kind words. And this Sunday at the Concord Music Hall, doors at bell at 7. It's 10. We've made it to 10. Hallelujah.
It's 10. It's 10. We did it. And here's the other thing. You guys took a chance on me, in a sorts. As I was breaking back into this, I needed to get my feet wet. You guys came to me. It was like, do you want to be on the show? It helped break me back into what we're all doing now. So I appreciate you guys. Everybody around knows Billy Whack. He's going on the Power Hour. He's doing it. Like, it's been a thing. It's been a thing for these 10 shows. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys, all you guys. You helped me get back in the swing of things. You helped build me up when I didn't know how this show was going to go. So again, I can't say enough good things about you guys.
Well, we will look forward to speaking to you one more time in the month of November. Billy Whack, have a great night. We love you. We appreciate you. Bless your heart, and go knock them dead on Sunday and do what you do the very best.
I'm going to try. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, you guys.
Thank you, Billy.
Love you.
Love you. I'll see you.
That's the one, the only Billy Whack. There is none like him. Don't even try. Well, that was fun. Didn't we have fun, Cactus? And Cactus, thank you for being here. Red, Cactus was wonderful tonight.
Cactus is always wonderful.
She's always wonderful.
Always charming and charismatic.
But tonight,
unless it's somebody she just downright
That's
If I don't
fair.
like you, then no.
There is just something about the way she was tonight. Maybe it's just this. Maybe it was just this whole show.
Well, I think it's the simple fact all of us have been to super wrestlers, and all of us have left super wrestlers like it did what it was supposed to do. We
Yeah.
left and we felt good.
Yeah.
Like it puts a smile on your face. I've been to plenty of shows throughout my life, and
So is Mr. Young.
there have been shows where it's like, ugh, did I really just waste my time? Like,
Your time, your money, your life, your energy.
right.
And
But
it just
never feel that way.
talking to Billy, like the passion he has for the business, the passion he has for storytelling and characters, like how can you not engage with that? And like
I,
I say things sometimes and people are like, what the fuck is she talking about? But he gets it. He fucking gets it. Like who else would get it when I was like, come on, Steve, we're gonna go to Madison's and convince Long John Silver to sponsor Super Wrestlers. Who else would even go with that?
I was trying to pop him a little bit there at the end by going down the Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips road
Yeah.
and by giving him Barbara Eden and Larry Hagman. So I was trolling for reactions, quite honestly. We did it a little differently tonight with Billy. We don't usually stray away from the super wrestlers because that's what's happening now, and that's where his energy is. But I have this theory that super wrestlers is the long lost son, brother, relative of the LWF. Because when you look back at some of those LWF cards, you can still find photos of online. The way the characters are represented, it's a very similar thing. And I think that's what I think it's an extension, maybe a little more polished than what the LWF was back in the day. And
but LWF was never meant to be polished, and
no, and
and
I
that's
think that's
the
what I
thing.
mean. That's the Super Wrestlers is an extension of it, but a more polished extension. And back in '97 to 2003, it was a different time, technology, the attitudes, the opinions, just people in general. It's a whole different brand of entertainment. It's like, the shit that happened at ECW back in the day, it's stuff of legends because you wouldn't get away with it today. It's just, it would be cancelable stuff. So I love the similarities, yet the obvious differences. I guess that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's the same thing because it
No,
absolutely isn't, but
I
I feel
get it.
like they share a chromosome or two.
By me being somewhat in the loop and being a diehard fan back then, but then to turn around and like I've told the story of being invited into the inner sanctum of LWF.
Well, you were back in the inner sanctum of super wrestlers
You
too.
know,
Followed a woman back there.
well, I was asked to, um, but to see that live and in person, and then it go away, and then I've been around long enough where Billy had first of all, there is no way, and a lot of people don't even remember. At one point, Billy was story wise owner of Windy City. Like that whole thing, like Billy Whack in Windy City wrestling. What the hell? Like that made people stop in their tracks. You know, he put butts back in seats for Windy City when guess what? For all intents and purposes, we thought Windy City was dead. You know, then he moved on to Blitz. And it was like, wow, so he brings something to the table. Definitely. The mind of Billy Whack is one that none of us can comprehend. And that's what makes him so great, is the fact that he, again, look what he's done with super wrestlers. I believe if you look at that first show, and we don't know what 10 is going to hold Sunday, but we look back at 9, just the way it's grown as far as crowd, characters, story. Like, it's like, holy shit. You know, if it's a bad analogy, but it's like drugs. You want another hit. You want another hit. Like I don't care. All three of us, whether we can go or not on Sunday, we're like scratching, we're fiending, like we want 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, Super Wrestlers is like cocaine.
Well, okay, I'm glad you said
You
it.
always want another hit.
You do.
That might be the name of the show. Super Wrestlers is like cocaine. That would certainly draw a few viewers. That certainly would be a very interesting one.
But tell me I'm lying.
No, you're not lying. There is a certain amount of when you have some, you got to have more. He has been on this show 10 times from Super Wrestlers 1 to now. And not many people have been on our show that many times. Marche, obviously, Aaron Xavier has been on here quite a few, even Angel has been on here quite a few times. He's rarefied air. And the fact that, people probably hit him up quite frequently to talk, and he does it every now and again, but he's with us regularly. And the fact that he said we've kind of been there and helping since day one means a lot to me. And, as this ship comes into the shore, I want more of those experiences. I was talking to Cactus Rack before we started, and I'm like, hey, Cactus, would you be up to taping on a different day? Because I've got some guests that I want to get on before the end. And she's like, well, yeah, let me know what the days are and we'll try to work it out. And, I've been trying to, people post shit on social media and I look at it and I'm like, what the fuck? So just before we came on, I'm flipping through Facebook because everybody's running a little late tonight. And I see Sierra on a podcast. And I'm like, what the fuck? I've been trying to get these people on a podcast for 5 years. And then Joey Jet Avalon let's get into this podcast thing for better or worse. Where can I go? And I'm like, motherfucker, I've been trying to book you for 4 years. And he's like, well, you record on an inconvenient day. And I get that, people work and stuff. So I said, well, what day would be good between now and December? Because I'd love to have Avalon and Sierra on here because they're interesting, they're fun, and they are fucking road warriors. And the stories they can tell are fantastic. So I hope that we get a shot at them before it ends. We'll obviously have Marche on again before it ends, and we'll talk about Legos and other things. And I've already got Billy Whack, whether he knows it or not, penciled in for November 25th, because that would be the next logical step in the chain, which will be our Super Wrestlers finale, at least from a podcast standpoint. So, like I said, if you guys can think of anybody you want to see before we go, let me know and we'll get them. We'll try to get them, or we'll make concessions to get them, because I want us to have a great run as we head out the door. Because let's be honest, Red, we have been doing this, and Cactus and Rion and PX and everybody has kind of come along and made the show better. But, every good thing has a shelf life. And at some point, it has to come to an end. And I'm not ending it because I want to. I'm just ending it because my disposable time is not what it used to be in my new reality. And, trying to get home and, not being able to do the things I need to do because I want to do this. And believe me, I love this. I love you guys, and I'm going to miss it terribly. But life sometimes kicks you in the face, and it abruptly changes the way you have to do things. So it's not like I'm like, I'm tired of the Power Hour, I don't want to do it. It's nothing like that. And it's the same thing with everybody in wrestling. Everyone's like, why are you leaving? It's not that I don't love it. It's just that things in my world are a little different now, and I have to adjust accordingly. Plus, I'm 55, going to be 56. You know, everything, runs its course. And, I've had great experiences and a great career in all of these things, but, there comes a time where, you see it in your face, you see it in your jobs, you see it in your delivery that, you're not doing what you used to do. And I don't want to be that guy that's, out there when he's 70 still trying to do this shit because I won't be any good at that point. I was barely good to begin with. So, I want to go out, still with a little bit of moxie and a little bit of heat, not the little old man that can't get up off the commentary table. So, there are reasons, but, like I said, life can change, things can change, sabbaticals can change. Uh, I'm just trying to put a bow on it before I can't put a bow on it and I just have to walk. So, it's one of those things. So let's enjoy this ride. Let's enjoy these months. And if things get better and the situation changes, maybe I'll call you up one day and say, you know what? Maybe we do have more to say. But right now, we've got plenty to say because we've got a lot to talk about. And before Cactus leaves and has to go do Cactus things, Drew Bronson and or Hot Rod Daddy Andy is busy this weekend.
Oh, yes. Yes, he is.
Do you want to talk about Chicago style or do you want to talk about ARW?
I will talk about Chicago style. I know I've said many times that I murdered Hot Rod Daddy Andy, but CSW has resurrected Hot Rod Daddy Andy.
We have a really good Ouija board.
Yeah, he was, I'm going to need to find that Ouija board and break it with my own hands.
Many have tried, few have succeeded.
Yeah. So he was in the Futures Royal last time. There were people there that remembered Hot Rod Daddy Andy from seeing him
Yeah, they did.
previously to other places. And he had a great time, and he's going to be back this week. He will be there Friday. I will be there. Hazel will be there. If you can, please come out and cheer for him. We would like to further his career so that I can be a stay-at-home mom. I would like to further his career.
I love it. And why not? And why not? All right, so
I guess he'll be at
Daddy
ARW
Andy
on Saturday.
We'll be back at
But I want to plug something really quick.
Yes.
I will not be at ARW because I will be attending the Blue Island Stray Dog Project fundraiser. If you are not going to ARW or any other wrestling things, or maybe beforehand, please go to the Blue Island Stray Dog Project webpage, check it out. Bowser still has not been adopted, and neither has Marcus, who are the two that we talked about on stage at Feast of the Goat Queen. There's nothing wrong with these dogs. There's nothing wrong with these dogs. These are great dogs. They are full to capacity. Please, please, please check out the Blue Island Stray Dog Project.
And while we're kind of on a non-wrestling situation, we have got a situation occurring this weekend where the knockouts will be in the wild yet again.
Oh, yeah, Scarefest.
Sunday.
And I heard Hot Rod Daddy Andy might be there too.
That's pretty cool. Sunday, September 14th. So before you go to Super Wrestlers, go to the Thornton Distilling Company between 12 and 6, and you've got Scarefest. And there's a lot of shit happening at Scarefest. And I got some privileged information today. Let me share it with you in a moment here as I find it, because I want to make sure I'm accurate, because you just never know. You don't want to say things that aren't true. I have been told that the knockouts will be there giving spankings and running some games while fundraising for the next RollerCon. Also, the Windy City Ghostbusters will be there with their 40-foot Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, Scream Queen contest, Spore of the tour of the spooky underground caverns that are under the Thornton Distillery. That's some Al Capone shit. Food, cocktails. It sounds like a pretty incredible situation.
It does, and I will not be there. So somebody let me know. I will be coaching the Tusslers. So
Coaching the Tusslers on Sunday afternoon. Oh,
yep,
practice?
yep.
I was gonna
So
say that's the final knockout for me is the minors bout because the Premier League are playing on days that I'm in Wisconsin.
oh yeah, no, I'm coaching
Damn
the
you guys to
Tusslers.
hell for that. I think you
What?
did it on purpose.
Did what on purpose?
Book those shows to be
Oh,
days that I couldn't go. 'Cause
yeah.
you'd rather see Nan Slaughter at the commentary.
Yep, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened.
That's why I'm ousted from the Discord chat.
No, you're not.
I'm kidding.
Don't even say things like that. Anyways,
Anyways,
anyways, I will not be there. I'll be coaching the Tusslers, and then I will be haphazardly trying to pick up my friends from the airport and get to Super Wrestlers. So everyone pray for me on Sunday.
pray for Cactus.
I'm
Pray.
shocked that you have said nothing about the fact that Cactus Rack, Russian Blue, is now teaching the Tusslers and some of the Scrappers her tricks.
I am trying not to say anything because I don't want to will that kind of mayhem into existence. Because if you're teaching these young minds, God help us all.
I don't think God is in the equation
Oh,
anymore.
I'm pretty sure you're right. Pretty sure you're right about that. Pretty sure.
All right. I must skedaddle. You're all wonderful. I love you.
Bye,
Love you
girl.
too.
Bye.
Bye, girl. Bye.
Bye, girl. Bye.
As always, C-Red, it's now come down to you and me.
Well, for the
And
longest, it
we're
was
gonna talk
just
about-
you and me.
We're going to talk about CSW. We're going to talk about ARW. We've already talked about the Super Wrestlers. So we're going to try to rapid fire through some of this shit. At no time will we be talking about NFL football.
We won't talk about what happened last night.
We will not. We are not
Okay.
even choosing to acknowledge it at the moment.
Oh, I'm acknowledging it.
Oh, I know you are. I know you are. I'm well aware of who you are and what you're doing.
I'm just saying. Woo,
Um,
how about them Vikings?
I noticed that you're 0-1 in fantasy football, just like me.
Depending on the league, but yeah, and
There's
our
only one
yeah.
league I'm talking about, C-Red. There's only one. I don't give a fuck how many leagues you're in. There's only one I'm talking about. You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Hey, I'm just saying. Hey, other leagues, I squeaked by with a victory. So
I
happy.
am last place. I am the bottom of our league right now. I am my son is ahead of me in this league.
Was that your son I played?
You did.
Okay.
No, you didn't play my son. My son is Roller Blitz Brian.
Oh, okay.
He got fucking annihilated by Touchdown Robert, who I work with. I'm like, bro, why did you have to fucking embarrass my son like that? I had not a great week. I was losing by 80 points or by 60 points going into Sunday night. And then obviously I have Derrick Henry and he put up 45. So now I'm only down like 30 points, right?
Right.
And I had the Bears defense. And for a while, I was within 6 points. And then the wheels came off the cart.
Horribly.
But that's, again, we're not talking about that. Let's talk about Chicago style wrestling. On this show a few weeks ago, Lily La Pescadita was here, and we were talking about when and where she would get a title opportunity. Well, as the general manager of CSW, and her being an actual CSW superstar that comes on my show, I used my executive pull and her hot roll that she's been on after the big victory over La Virtuosa Diana Perrazzo. Lily is taking on Amina Belmont for the CSW Women's Heavyweight title. And this was after the shenanigans that happened after the last show where Lily tried to suffocate, or where Amina tried to suffocate Lily by putting a bag over her head. It was almost worse than when Mr. Young attacked Renee Van Peebles.
Nothing is worse as that.
It's bad. It's bad. I think I've finally gotten the right person in place to take the strap off the Phoenix Princess. So my pick is Lily, and we're going to have a new champ. Don't say it. Don't you motherfucking say it.
What?
I know she was a C3.
Yes, she was.
I know. I know how you roll, bro. I know.
I mean, you acting like, if she asked for management, No, I'm picking Lily, regardless. I'm picking Lily.
We're on the same page there. And obviously, I have been trying to thwart the made men for quite a while, right?
And it has not worked.
Well, I now have Marche Rocket right where I want him. Because now he is defending the CSW championship in a triple threat match where he doesn't even have to be pinned.
Right.
And he is facing none other than the Diamond in the Rough, Rafael Quintero, who just had a pinfall victory over Marche Rocket, and that might hate the made men more than I do in the returning Conan Lycan. Bye-bye, Marche. Bye-bye, old day. Old day, Marche. We're taking him out to the woodshed.
Can't say that.
I'm saying it.
Because you're saying that there's two other people, and you at some point they've got to square off against each other. And again, Marche's been around the block. So all he knows, all it takes, again, perfect scenario, right? Conan hits his finisher on Raphael. Marche comes in, pitches, Lycan, covers Raphael. 1, 2, 3. Don't act like it's not a possibility, because it is. I'm just saying, you're stacking the deck against him. I get it, but the way the cards fall, he can be holding all aces. He can be holding all aces. You don't know until that last card folds.
At reckless conduct, we are completely overturning all of the championships. Amina loses, Marche loses, the other made men lose because Bruss and Boz are taking on that new, exciting tag team that has captured the imagination of CSW, Shane Boucher and Jack Valor. Now, there was some issue with Eddie Grayson. Some bad things happened. Some unfortunate things happened. And the Hype was able to eke out a win. But I feel like Shane and Jack are ready to put their stamp on CSW. And I just don't think Bruss, who's afraid of doors or afraid of tables, and Steve Boz, who's, let's just say, he's Jurassic Boz, can't keep up with those young men. 3 title changes, Red. 3. The GM is hot this month. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Don't cross the boss.
I see you going 1 for 2.
Yeah.
1 for 3.
Yeah, that's because you always got that Marche stink on the back of your hands. You can't get it clean.
Well, I'm not gonna.
What?
He's still all day, so I'm not gonna.
Oh, not all day. Old day.
All day.
Old day.
I'm not going against this till you prove otherwise.
I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna get it done. Another match that I'm very hyped about, no pun intended, is I'm getting a little tired of the hype. getting a little tie of the parlay bullshit. You know, we are Bet Rivers Casino. We're CS fucking W. Okay, so we've got the hype. Hunter Holcraft and 12 gauge. They've been on a roll. Don't get me wrong, fantastic talent. But I reached into the checkbook and said, let me get a few TNA superstars up in this bitch. And now we've got a tag team that is elegant in Maggie Lee and the returning Heather Reckless. Bye-bye hype. Who's beating Maggie and Heather? Not them. It's okay. You can say it. You can agree with me because I'm smarter than the average bear.
I'll give you this one. That one I'll give.
Don't mess with the man in charge, man. Don't mess. Another person that has been on a bad ride downward lately is Adam Stallion. So I decided to put an anvil on that downfall so we could finish the job. And he is going to take on Uncle T, Solomon Tupu. Bye-bye, Adam Stallion. You thought you had problems with Cypher? Uncle T gonna kill you. Right, Red?
You know I love me some Uncle T, so, you know.
So I am just, it's like I'm having fun playing the puppet master with all of these lives. And speaking of showcase matches, epic matches, matches of special attraction, you know, I have issues, and for a long time I've had issues with our old friend Warhorse,
Okay,
who probably will never come on this podcast.
probably not.
But I decided, you know, maybe I need to do something a little special for the commissar. Give him a test of his virility, a test of his wrestling acumen. Somebody special to come in and maybe bring the Warhorse down a few pegs. So, you know, I do work at NWA Chicago, right? Well, from time to time. So I
From time to time.
picked up the phone, made a few calls. Enter Tom Latimer.
Oh, well, shit.
Latimer versus Warhorse. Bye-bye, Warhorse.
I'm not going to say bye-bye. I can see him taking an L, but I ain't going to say bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And lastly, well, not lastly, another match that's coming up. Jay Marston has been rolling at CSW. I'm a big Huntsman fan. You know, he tagged up with Missa Kate. He does some of the most wicked shit in the ring. You know, he really is one of these guys that is underlooked and underappreciated, but no more. He is going to be in a singles match to showcase how good he is, and this could be for title consideration in the coming months. But Jay Marston has got a big date with Destiny as he takes on Victor Analog. Now, Victor Analog is a cat that comes out with a TV on his head. And he's from another dimension, another reality. He's a very interesting enigma. This could be, you know, it's an unconventional match, but it could be match of the night. Very talented people, and I think Marston is about to break out and go national.
Okay.
He's that good. So I picked Marston, but boy, Victor Analog, he's one of those things that you don't know. He's kind of unpredictable, and I think that is to his advantage. So should be a hell of a match. Right?
Well, if you say what he is, I mean, I'm interested.
The final announced match, at least to this point, there may be some more announcements upcoming. Haven't had a trios match at CSW in a minute. And I started thinking to myself, man, I love putting these teams together. Who can I put together that would be interesting? And the fans would be like, who the fuck would put these three together? I did it though. So you've got the team of FXB,
Okay.
Iniestra, and Shazza McKenzie. Now, Victor's a little pissed off, and Yester's a little pissed off about the way things have been going lately. Shazza McKenzie not happy about the way she's been treated by Warhorse, and FXB has beef with everybody. So that is
Right.
a very combustible team, but a very interesting one. There are three people with a lot to prove that have a lot of aggression to get out. Well, let's make a team for them to fight, and let's grab Cypher, the monster. Let's
Okay.
have the arachnid, Blair Onyx. And oh, yeah, why not put the workhorse, your Metra Division champion, the best of the best, Axel Rico? 3 versus 3. Man, do I love being a puppet master. How you like me now? Why don't you tell the governor to come on over and I'll give him a lesson on how to do this shit? Because I'll do it for free. Because I like C3. Oh, that's right. You're not in charge anymore. Forgot. You got fired. Forgot. That was on me. That was my fault.
Who got fired?
The governor.
He didn't get fired.
The board fired him. That's what Mr. Young said.
Board did not fire.
So is he still in charge?
He ain't in charge, but he didn't get fired.
Tell him to come see me. I'll help him be better.
You help him be better.
Help him
Okay.
be better before I punch him in the face.
Okay.
Also in attendance this Friday night, wanted to have a few wild cards just kind of hanging out there. Because the made men love to do shit. There are people that love to come in and try to mess up the shit. So I like to have a few people in reserve that I can just plug into situations or I can have deal with situations for me. Can you imagine how pissed off Missa Kate must be for being attacked and left lifeless in a parking lot, only to be found by her tag team partners that never were her partners because she was almost dead? Missa Kate keeps getting trifled with, and people are going to learn that she is not one to be trifled with. So she's coming, and I have ideas and plans with which we want to do. And she's got some agendas as well.
Okay.
So she might be crazy as a bag of cats, but she is lethal. So just
Did you say
she's
might
there.
be?
Huh?
Did you say might be crazy?
She might be just a little out there, but
Let's take the might out.
she's got agendas and she's got bridges she wants to burn. So maybe having Missa Kate as a loose cannon is a good thing for business.
Okay.
Also appearing live will be Jax Johnson.
I saw.
The nerd man. He's undergone a metamorphosis, and he has been the best he's ever been. And I just like having the guy around. I'm sure we can find something to do for him. Wink, wink. Also appearing live, Doom Montgomery. And that might be the most disturbing part of it all, because Doom just loves blood and to inflict pain and to create nightmares. So they don't have anything official just yet, but on a Shy Style Friday night, who needs to be official? Right, Red?
Well, that's true.
So that is CSW Reckless Conduct at the American Legion, Pacific Avenue, Franklin Park. Doors open at 6:30. The pre-show starts at 10 after 7. The main show starts at 7:30. I think the front row is sold out, and it's just general, or there's other tickets now. But don't quote me on that. Go get your tickets. If there's a front row ticket, grab it. But keep your head on a swivel, for God's sake, because bad things happen typically to our front row compatriots. So we've talked about Sunday. We've talked about Friday. Now we must talk about Saturday. ARW Pro. A lot of changes at ARW Pro. They are doing some cool shit, and it's just going to get bigger and better. So I am excited to be there, at least for the little time that I have left. The thing that I am looking forward to maybe the most is Bugsy James will be in attendance at ARW Pro to address what happened last month as his friend and family cohort, Braun the Lumberjack, viciously turned on him and betrayed him and then run out the back of the building. Why did Braun do what he do? Why? We will find out, maybe never. Braun doesn't answer to anybody, but we will find out what it did to Muggsy James. And Muggsy's always been kind of a loose cannon anyway. So I'll be very interested to hear what he has to say. What do you think?
I think everybody wants to hear if you can get him to say anything, Braun, to address his
I'm not going to
actions.
say shit. I don't think Braun's even going to be there. I'm interested in what Muggsy's going to say because Muggsy's pissed.
Well, I mean, but that's the thing, it's got to be a conversation. So, I, it's got to be a reason. So I don't know what the reason is. So
I guess we'll find out come Saturday night in Hobart, Indiana. Another match that's happening, it's a little bit of an unconventional match. It's following kind of a storyline that's been brewing over the last few months. Nick Diamond in action against Angel Armani. No one allowed at ringside. So Angel Armani cannot have CMOS Dave. Nick Diamond cannot have anybody from the program. It's mano a mano, and they locked it up pretty good last time. So kind of feel like Angel Armani leaned on CMOS Dave a little bit, but I don't know. He beat Nick Diamond pillar to post for quite a while. I know you know Angel Armani. He is no stranger to you.
no,
He is not on sabbatical.
no, I know he's not on sabbatical. I'm just after what we witnessed a couple of weeks ago. Is the program as tight as we suspect?
I don't know, but none of them can show up because that will.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Would they show up considering what took place?
We don't know. I mean, that's why you come to ARW and find out. I feel like the night favors big Nick energy because nobody shines like Nick Diamond. But Angel Armani's been doing it for a while and knows every trick in the book. So
That's true.
That's young lion versus old lion, and will the athleticism and guile of the young lion be enough to outsmart the genius that is the old lion? So that will be a fun one to watch. Speaking of the program, they will be in action taking on Pestilence. Joey Dalton and Mr. One Night Stand, Christian Torion, taking on Jay Thunder and Mr. Eric Schultz in a tag team match for the ARW Tag Team Championships, which are being held currently by the program. I wonder if Uncle Drip Drip will be there.
We all wonder
that. I just lob softballs at you all night long. Here you go, Red. Hit it. Here you go, Red. Make the big eyes.
I'm not gonna touch that one. You know what? You said something Saturday night that I couldn't turn the tables on. Schultz is a hellified athlete, and Jay Thunder is a beast. There is a reason why they have those titles.
This is true.
And I can't see them losing Saturday. There has to be a huge fuck up. A huge fuck up.
Well, like you said, there's not a lot of cohesion in the program right now.
Well, but that's between Schultz and Diamond.
Well, you don't know how deep it runs. You don't know how deep it runs.
That's
Drip Drip's got to clean his house.
That's true, but then the question is, I personally can see Diamond being so cocky that he comes out. They can't come out in his match. Nothing about he can't come out during the tag match. And him being so cocky that he can cost Schultz the match. I see that. But
Might be right.
if Diamond stays his ass away, the program should be able to retain.
All right, that's sage advice, and I think you're probably right. Another feature attraction match, superhero versus supervillain. Kid Lat taking on the generational treasure, or maybe the notorious on that night, Shaq Jordan. How about that for a comic book matchup?
I can't pick.
Now you got to think. Now you got to make me think.
I can't, because if everybody loves Kid Lat, right?
Yeah.
We've never seen a more resourceful, resounding superhero ever, right? We watched it this past Saturday night, right?
Which we will talk about after this. We got Rocket Pro for you.
We thought he was, he was gonna be down and out, and he pulled it out. But now we're talking about Shaq Jordan. And
my neck still hurt.
If once he puts away the shucking and the jiving and he's all business, he can be deadly.
We know this.
So
I know better than anybody.
So again, it's hard. That's a hard one to pick. If I gotta pick, my heart is gonna say Kid Lat, but my brain is gonna say Shaq.
In a world like we have right now, we need superheroes more than ever. And the heart and soul of Kid Lat should shine at ARW, despite the intense greatness of one Shaq Jordan. The winner are the fans that get to watch that shit. That's going to be amazing.
That's true.
So happy that this worked out and I get to call it. The main event, I would have to believe, is the big Team Glover versus Team Creed scenario. So you've got Glover, your ARW champion, and you've got James Creed, your Indiana State champion. They have formed teams. So Glover has fielded the best of the youth. And you saw in Porter County these guys work. Brendan Balling, Josh, Judas Chavez, Cult Classic. Team up with Greg Glover to take on the whiny bitch always and forever James Creed and his Siempre Eternal, or whatever the fuck his little group is, and CMOS Dave. So Creed has been bullying, and his group has been bullying people for a while now at ARW. And he has gone after the members of Cult Classic. They've gone after Glover, but this is kind of a Survivor Series feel to it. CMOS Dave, Juggernaut, James Creed's team, his minions, are very skilled and very dangerous. And James Creed, it's been proven that he will stop at nothing. But Greg Glover has been nothing but a fighting champion. I mean, this has epic written all over it. I can't pick it because I can't even picture it in my mind's eye.
I'm going to pick it. Team Glover.
You might be right. And for the sake of ARW Pro, I hope that you are. Survival of the Fittest is the show, and it is happening at the Senior Activity and Multi-Purpose Center in Hobart, Illinois. Doors at 6, bell at 7. As always, card subject to change. So that is happening this Saturday night. But now, before we go, we have to go back in our time machine to last week and the Fall Brawl extravaganza. Red, we saw that main event, and we saw some things we never thought we would see. We got swerved in a way we never expected. And though I was on the in crowd with Shelly being my partner and all, and me being very much Team RPW, the undercover business that Maximus Orion has seemingly been on for a while came back to roost in the most epic ways after that street fight that stopped time in Joliet between BOW and Steve Michaels.
I don't know what you want me to say because we
Nuke, Kelly, and
it,
Maximus put one over on the undeniable, and we have been watching
that was the
weekend.
best way to do it, but at the same time, we try to figure out how these things are going to play out, even down to last week where we picked who was going to win what. Oh yes, that's the picture that's going around. Damian Saint just stuck with like a deer in the headlights. We didn't see it coming. So
kind of looks like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone a bit, doesn't he?
Yeah. So for BOW to pick up, oh my God, pick up Steve Michaels on his shoulders
and drop him through a table.
Drop him through a table.
Not just any table.
That old school lunchroom table.
Lunchroom table from 1978. Billy Whack would have loved that table. Billy Whack probably used that table in LWF at one point.
Billy Whack might still have a table like that. And we thought we had a new champ, right? But then I watched the footage, and we watched Steve Michaels place his leg on top of BOW. 1, 2, 3, and still your RPW champion, Steve Michaels.
But wait,
then
there's more.
As people are calling them, the RPW Avengers assembled, took out the undeniables.
And who were the RPW Avengers?
Shelly.
Turtle. Shelly.
Turtle.
Kid Lad.
Kid Lad.
I believe Sam Eli was out there.
Sam Eli, and none other than the real deal, Rion Skills.
Oh, Rion. Rion was throwing haymakers. Steve Michaels kept trying to get up, and Rion popped that boy 6 times with that watch.
But then the owner comes out with the briefcase. So
he was wearing gear.
Right. So
I thought Nuke was cashing in.
We all believed Nuke was cashing it in until Damian Saint made a very eye-opening statement saying that the contract only belonged to one person and that only that one person could cash that briefcase in.
I am the sun. I am the... You know how it goes. You know how it went.
I know
how it went.
And the lights went out, and
it wasn't the white costume. It was fade to black.
And he came out. I think it took about, again, as you stated earlier, Rion popping Steve Michaels about 6 or 7 times in the face.
With the watch.
For Maximus Orion to come out and deliver 3 sling blades. 1, 2, 3.
New champ.
I think we all just sat there like, wow, did this just happen? Like, and more importantly, that picture, because Damian Saint was just as stuck as we were. Nobody saw it coming. Nobody saw it coming.
I can tell you what, the fan base, they saw something that they're buzzing is what they were invested. Not one person left that entire night. That place was packed and it stayed packed till the moment Maximus walked off with the title. What an amazing main event that was. And that
I
was just
agree.
one match. Marche and Grin and the body bag match was something pretty special, right?
Oh, only because we had Dominic Rocket on commentary. So I think between Dominic, first of all, look at our faces and look how dead serious Dominic is.
You're going to
Uh,
have to wait till it comes out on YouTube to find out what that boy said that tore us down as adults.
uh, but uh, I think the best part of the match for me after Marche got the win, uh, Grin somehow found his way out of the body bag only to throw baby Grin into said body bag and lift him over his shoulders.
And carry him wherever he's going.
So
I found it very awesome that Marche wins the match by M80ing the doll. And then
yeah,
both of them in the body bag. So
well,
you got to check it out on YouTube when it comes. A very spectacular match, particularly with Dominic Rocket, Little Rocket, as our commentary partner. He said way more than Blackburn did.
but you know what? Blackburn was good on Sunday.
Blackburn was good on Sunday. We had a good time, surprising.
Yeah,
But hey, we'll take it. I'm on that tour right now where I'm happy just to be around and I'm not giving anybody the business.
I know.
Except maybe Tom Heisman. I hope
Oh,
he got that little soliloquy I put out there to him after he disrespected me at my commentary table. It's our commentary table, but for all intents and purposes, in that moment, it was mine, and you will not do that to me no matter who you are. I have laid my body on the line for less, right?
that's true.
So other things that happened that were pretty cool. I was very excited to see the Kings of Six back together again, even though they fell to defeat to the undeniable Ripper and uh, Aaron Arsenal. Again, that's a great tag team. You and I both have personal knowledge of Ripper and his past, and Aaron Arsenal is an absolute magician in the state of Wisconsin. So, they're a good tag team. Kings of Six came up a little short, but it was good to see the Canadians back together again, wasn't it?
Yeah, it felt good. I hate that they came up short, but so is in life, right?
Yeah, that's right. Sam Knight defended his title against Eric Schultz, and Sam Knight continuing his final road trip around the business continues to be your Outer Limits champion. That was a good match, though. Give credit to Eric Schultz. He took the fight right to Sam Knight, man. But in the end, the right hand of God, just a little too strong.
Very true.
What was up next? Johnny Nye came out and addressed the people. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, Johnny said he was coming out to hang him up. Said, think it was time for him maybe to step off into the sunlight and, maybe focus on his career a little bit more in music. And
Nuke
then
put
it
it
was,
that pretty quick.
yeah, like New came out and like, nah, bro. Which was,
And then it was revealed what happened next was Santino's worst nightmare.
I everything is Santino's worst nightmare. So, like, the don't get me started on this dude, please, though. So,
Johnny and I will be back at Darkness Falls, and Nuke handpicked an opponent for him. Our good friend, the undeniable Nick Diamond, returns to Rocket Pro Wrestling to take on the Rockstar, which should be splendid. Can't wait. Darkness Falls is shaping up, man.
But I don't know if he can call himself undeniable, so I think we'll just call him Big Nick.
Big Nick energy. Nobody outshines Nick Diamond, as we well know. That spilled us into the Zero Gravity Championship, in which Corey McHenry, who you're a big fan of, took on Aaron Stone, who I have a new appreciation for. And that match, that was everything we thought it would be, and probably much more.
Yeah. You didn't pay attention all night, Aaron Stone giving you the death stare.
I get it. He and I have a tumultuous past, but I would think after the shot heard round the world and then the concerto that he helped create, basically ending my in-ring career, I would think that that would be enough for him. And I have spoken of him highly ever since, even though he completely screwed me over. He did it because I got out of my lane and he course corrected me. So, I don't know why he's staring a hole in my head. Maybe we'll find out at Darkness Falls. I don't know, because I'm sure the Zero Gravity Championship will be on the line. But it was a good performance by Corey McHenry. Just couldn't get the job done in the end. It was Stone who did what Stone does.
Yeah, I agree.
The Rocket to the Top qualifying matches began at Fall Brawl. They will continue at Darkness Falls. We have two of the members that will compete at Harvest Havoc in November in the Rocket to the Top ladder match. It was Silky Smooth, a Prince, taking on John Bowman, taking on your boy Mike Anthony, taking on JDM, who is being managed by Joey Roth and Roxy Hart. That ended in very unlikely circumstances, did it not, Red? You called Mike Anthony for the win, and you weren't wrong very often, but you were. Tell me how you feel.
I don't feel bad because Mike Anthony did the work and Silky just first of all, you know me. If you gonna come correct, and I feel like we've said it so much, but I really feel like somebody went on Temu and ordered a Prince doll. And this dude, like, Prince is rolling over in his grave still right now. I'm sure if we went to Minneapolis, and looked at his grave site, it's still rumbling because he's still turning. Uh, like, oh my God, like he does nothing for me personally.
You might say this, that Silky Smooth came to Rocket Pro Wrestling, drove his little red Corvette right down Alphabet Street, and through the magic of the kiss, is a Rocket to the Top semifinalist. And he is going to be at Harvest Havoc competing in what could be a match that would be a bigger party than 1999.
Yeah, okay. I won't say you said it, but I won't.
Silky Smooth with a big win. And then the other side of the Rocket to the Top semi qualifying match. It was our mutual adversary, Damian Gray,
Yeah.
taking on the Ryan Matthews of The Undeniable, taking on your friend and mine, Sam Eli, and our colleague and good friend, the Amazing Turtle. Now, to me, I thought this was Turtle's match to achieve that moment of glory that he's been looking for.
True.
We have had people disrespect him online. We have had people disrespect him in person. Turtle has been nothing but a bastion of good in the world of professional wrestling, from the days of Nubby Jones to the days of Ref Mike to the days of the Amazing Turtle. He's been a good citizen. He's worked his ass off. He got the opportunity, and I thought he was really going to cash in on it and be in the match at Harvest Havoc. But sometimes life gets in the way, and he did not come out, even though he bled in this match. You know, I give Turtle all the credit for making his opportunities, for being present and accepting them when they're there. And he doesn't get them everywhere. You know, he should be more places, but he isn't. Because people don't necessarily, there are people in power that don't look at him in a certain way because of how he looks or what he is or what he does. They should, because he does nothing but electrify crowds wherever he goes. He's sitting doing bell ringing duties at CSW, and people are still chanting for Turtle when the ref fucks up. You hear what happens when he's at IPW. Turtle, Turtle. And at Rocket Pro, when pizza and beer show up, people lose their shit. Was not Turtle's night, however. It was not Ryan Matthews' night. Certainly wasn't Damian Gray's night, though he factored into things later. Sam Eli, who it's hard not to root for Sam Eli, he gets the win. So Silky Smooth, Sam Eli, and two other superstars will go to Harvest Havoc, and one person will walk away with the briefcase that Maximus Orion just cashed in to win the Rocket Pro title. So it just goes to show you the match at Harvest Havoc is so very important, because you could have an opportunity to become the guy. And Maximus Orion defeated Steve Michaels, who had the title for over 500 days.
Very true.
Kid Lat and Rozzy went toe-to-toe, and it was a superhero's heart and his necessity to find justice that got him to the victory. But it's what happened later and that was a problem. Because what happened to Kid Lat after that match?
What, Jesus?
Nope.
I forget. Recall.
Was that Damian Gray, who came in, beat the
Oh, that's right. I knew
Lat,
somebody came out.
beat the brakes off of him. Ripped it. It was an ugly beatdown. So I have to believe at Darkness Falls, Damian Gray and the inter-county champion Kid Lat, that might be a match. And
it's a possibility.
That's like Superman versus Doomsday. That's the fight that killed Superman. Could this be the fight that kills Lat if it goes that direction? Right?
No.
We had the street corn. It was delicious.
Yes, it was.
We didn't get to have the grin drink, and by the time I was ready to go to the bar was closed. So alas, next time, hopefully we will be able to do something with the beverage. Kudos to the Shelleys. The park had so many upgrades and amenities that it has not had in years past. Commentary, we had the greatest view, the most unobtrusive view, and we were right on top of the action. So we had, our commentary was always good, but it was better that night. Mission Control, where Chet and Bill Shelley worked, was amazing. The new lights were amazing. The stage for the Nova Awards was amazing. And we both got to present Nova Awards, which was pretty cool. I got to present award to Nuke. And you got to present an award to
Rat J Flywheel.
So, it was a big night for the Youth Gone Wild and the Freebirds, as they each won multiple Nova Awards. The match of the year was the Freebirds versus Youth Gone Wild. It kicks on 66. It edges out Marche Rocket versus Joe Hendry in December, which it had to have been good to beat Marche Joe Hendry. But I think Marche got kind of diluted because in the nominees, three of Marche's matches were up for consideration. So, waters down the results, and it gave Youth Gone Wild and the Freebirds the edge. And they got in the ring at the end, and they kind of shook hands and made up, maybe a little bit. I don't know what that's going to mean going forward. You know what I do know is I don't enjoy Tom Heisman on commentary at all.
Well, I agree, but Marche got his just due at the end. I mean, he won.
Marche with the big win, and then what was he? What was the award that Marche Rocket run all day, half man, half amazing?
Superstar of the season.
Talent in a 5-tool world.
Superstar of the season.
Superstar of the season. He is the best of the best. So, all in all, Fall Brawl delivered every step of the way. The new format with the awards being given out during the show, you keep that forever. It was fun. It went fast. The podium was cool. Everything about it was top notch. The show presentation, everything about the product, the fans had a great time. Rocket Pro Wrestling doing otherworldly things. And we'll see you at Darkness Falls, where Eric Schultz gets the chance of a lifetime to get one-on-one with the heavyweight champion, the Rocket Pro champion, which is now Maximus Orion. And we'll quickly show this. See any changes?
Just that there's a new champ. Oh, I didn't see that.
There it is. The Damian Saint expression has now been added to the flyer for your enjoyment. Oh, there's that. There's the little QR code. So here, go ahead and put your phone on there and zap yourself into Rocket Pro Wrestling's existence. All right, that's all I got, Red. You got anything else?
That's it.
All right. We'll talk about Super Wrestlers next Tuesday to see what happened. We will talk about things that are coming up as the month progresses. I've got a brother-in-law's wedding coming up that I'll talk about. We've got Frontline Pro tonight for Tyler. Red said he's coming. I don't believe him, but we'll see. So we've got a lot happening.
I want to come. I just have to double check the schedule.
I got you, man. You got to ride. Marche's not at this one, so my seat is empty. You just got to stay awake for the whole time, motherfucker.
Oh, Lord.
You need to find some stories that entertain.
I thought he was available.
Huh?
Thought he was available.
No, he's not. He's not doing Night Never Idle. I think he's in Kenosha that night doing something for something else.
Oh.
But he'll be back later in the year. Marche Rocket is not done with Marshfield for any form, fit, or function. I want to thank Billy Whack for coming on the show. Super Wrestlers is Sunday night. Doors at 6. Show starts at 7. Get your tickets. You can get them at the box office. You can get them online. But it might sell out. So I would go online and make sure you got tickets before you show up. You just never know. Thanks to Cactus Rack. Scare, the roller derby scare thing at Thornton Distillery this weekend. Go check that out before you go to Super Wrestlers. ARW, CSW, we've got you locked in to entertainment from Friday to Sunday. You ride with the Power Hour. We'll tell you where the place is to be. That's it. We will see you next week. I'm holding our guest hostage, so I'm not telling you now. You'll have to wait and see Sunday when I put the graphic up. For the Urban Sensation C-Red, Teacher of the Year, I am Steve. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next Tuesday night right here on the Power Hour, part of FreakNet Studios. Good night.